everyone, I'm Mariko. I'm a Sydney-based artist and musician, also known as Destroyer Mariko, and today I'm going to be reviewing Punk Rave Australia. But before I open this package, let me tell you about what I've ordered and some of my expectations. So here's the Punk Rave Australia online shop, and I found this really cool top under the clearance tab, and oh my god, it's half price, how can I resist? It's called the Punk Off-the-Shoulder Striped Skull Print Tee in black and grey, and I really love this look. I actually have some tops in a sort of similar style, but they're short sleeve and have all these extra layered bits, so they're not always the most comfortable thing. I mean, I tend to wear them more on stage rather than as casual wear, whereas this Punk Rave top actually looks pretty comfortable overall. Plus, it sort of fills a gap in my wardrobe because it has long sleeves, and I also don't already have a striped punk shirt in grey, so yay! But okay, then I had to work out my size, and I gotta say this is maybe the biggest thing about online shopping that always makes me nervous. Like, is it gonna fit me? And then after that, I also worry about whether or not I like the fabric and the cut of it. But luckily, Punk Rave Australia has these really neat charts to show you a lot of that stuff all in one go. Can't really tell about the cut so much because that's one of those things you kind of just have to try on and, you know, hope for the best. But you can see that this item is loose fitting, on the soft side, fairly elastic, and I guess that means the fabric is thin. And then we've got the measurements alongside a diagram showing you exactly what they're referring to, which is heaps helpful to me since I'm so vague about this stuff. So the important measurements here, I guess, are my bust, which is 84 centimeters, and my waist, which is 68 centimeters. The rest of the measurements only go up a centimeter at a time, so I'm kind of not too worried about them. And well, like, if it's a bit long or whatever, who cares really? It looks like it's got some little ties on the side, so you can adjust that anyway. Okay, so bust 84 and waist 68. Wow, I guess I'm a small. I actually find that kind of surprising because I think way back maybe in 2015, before the Punk Rave Australia shop existed, I actually got my first Punk Rave pants from some other place, and with them I had to get the size swapped, I think more than once actually. It turns out they were in these small Asian sizes. I was actually a large. I was so surprised. So when I was buying this item, I was kind of prepared for that same sort of thing, but it's really nice to see that Punk Rave Australia has actually adjusted for Western sizes, so I'm a small. But when I actually tried to buy it, well, it's a clearance item, so there were no small sizes left. But there was a medium, and I mean, this is meant to be a loose-fitting item anyway, so one size off can't be too bad, right? I kind of like a bit of bagginess in this sort of thing anyway, and it's half price, and I really want it, so let's do it! Okay, so let's get to the package. I just got standard shipping through Australia Post, so that took about 5 business days. It was pretty good. I had no problems with it. In terms of customer service, like, I didn't need any help with this purchase, so I don't have a whole lot to say about that, specifically about this, but I have asked them some questions about some other stuff, and I found them really helpful. They responded in a whole lot of detail, which I really like. I'm a detail kind of person, and, you know, when I'm communicating, I just love when people answer all my questions really well and I understand what's going on, and they were really quick to communicate. So it's not really specific to this package, but Punk Rave Australia in general, I really liked that customer interaction. But anyway, let's get to opening it. Okay, so first up there's an invoice enclosed on the front. I'm just covering up my address because I don't really need that all across the internet. So sorry about that, but yeah, invoice enclosed, it's got my address there. I think that makes things easy for Australia Post, so that's pretty cool. Let me just open that quickly. It's probably not that exciting, so I will just have a quick read and then we'll get to actually opening the thing. Yeah, cool, pretty standard. Just has my order on there, the size I've ordered, the price, the shipping, the total, all good. Okay, here we go. Ooh, it's in really nice bubble wrap. I love bubble wrap, but I've got to figure out where's the best spot to open it. Oh, this is actually really exciting. I haven't opened anything in bubble wrap for ages. Whew. Try not to get it caught on my hair. It's sort of in a silver thing as well. Oh, nice. So, I don't know if you can see that. Comes in this bag with the Punk Rave logo. That's actually really nice, the way they've packaged that. Cool. Alright, and oh, it's a Ziploc thing. Oh, that's nice. And, oh yeah, can you see down the bottom, Punk Rave, Gothic Punk. Because that's the sort of style they specialize in. Okay, let's open this. Cool, alright. So it feels nice. Oh, it's got quite a chunky tag there with your Punk Rave. There's like a little thunder, can you see it? Oh, I don't know if you can see in the lighting, little thunder thing there. That's really cool. So, we've got this, we've got, I couldn't really see exactly in the picture, I guess I wasn't paying attention. It's got these little safety pins, which is really cool, that punk aesthetic. Oh, I'll show you on the inside, there's also some tissue paper. Hey, oh, better put that out of the way. I'll just put it in the bag. I've got dogs, I don't want my dogs to accidentally eat that. Just check that there's no more, those little satchels, no. Okay, so we've got our tissue paper. Wow, this is really cool because I like crafty stuff. So, yeah. I'll be popping all the bubble wrap and using the tissue paper for art things. Yay! Okay, so stripy. And like this. Yeah, so I guess I better try it on. Oh, here's something cool that you couldn't really see in the online picture either. Can you see it's got like this sort of, you know, these discolored bits. I like that. That's like more of a punk kind of thing. I didn't see that in the online picture. So I really like that they've done that. Awesome. Anything else to say? Well, so yeah, it has these little tie-up bits, which I guess you can sort of pull like that to shorten it a little bit. I don't know. I'll have a go when I put it on. Now, it does look like it's going to be a bit big on me this way, but that's no problem because I think looking at it, it'll just be baggy rather than too big. Yeah, let's show you like that. The long sleeves. The fabric, yeah, it feels nice. It doesn't feel as thin as like maybe I thought it would be, but thin enough. We've got autumn coming up in Australia, so I think this will be really good for that. All right. Gonna go try it on. Okay, here's what it looks like on me. I'll put my measurements in one corner and the garment's measurements in another corner so you can kind of see like how it compares. Yeah, let's do a little bit of a twirl. I'll get my hair out of the way so you can see that too. Quick close-up. Okay, so my thoughts and feelings and so on about this. Let's start with size. So with the size, I was a little bit worried because, you know, I was in the small and they only had medium left. But actually, it's really nice. I think for me, like, maybe the thing I was most worried about is, like, how it would sit along the shoulders. Because, you know, after that, like, if it's baggy, it doesn't matter. So it actually sits really nicely on my shoulders. And I like, this is really cool. This is exciting detail. But yeah, no, it sits really well on my shoulders, and then just like, it just feels really nice going down. So it doesn't hug my body, obviously, because, you know, it's a fair bit bigger than me. But if I pull this a little bit tighter, you can see, like, that's how small I am, whereas the garment has a little bit of extra space in there. But that, it actually works really well. It feels really comfortable just to have that. Sometimes when, you know, clothing hugs a little bit too tight, I feel a bit restricted. So I actually really like this. In terms of length, you know, no problems there. It's actually shorter than I imagined. So I've got no issues. I didn't even bother trying to adjust the things on the side because I don't need it. It just works really well for me as it is. So yeah, size-wise, even though it was like one size too big for me, it actually still fits. Now, I didn't have to worry about things like elasticity because obviously it's a bigger size, but yeah, when I tug on it, there is a little bit of give. So if you're like just fitting into the size, it does have a bit of stretch. So yeah, I think that's really good. That chart telling you about the stretchiness and all that was pretty accurate. In terms of the fabric feel, like, when I was looking, I wasn't sure if it meant thin. So it is like on the thin side, but it's not so thin that, like, you know, I've got these thin pants that I got from somewhere and they're so thin that they wore out really fast, and I'm a bit like, you know, you don't want that. So it's like thin but without being fragile. So that's good because I can really see myself just wearing this around the house if I don't want to go out. or if I do want to go out, like one of the problems I have with gothic and punk clothes is sometimes like you want to go somewhere and look good, but you also want to be comfy. Like say you're going to the movies, right? You're going to be sitting for 2 hours in one spot. So I think this would be really good if I'm doing that kind of stuff, because it does feel like you could just lounge around while still looking epic. I really love this design, and that extra, that sort of intentional worn out look I really like. Sort of been into some post-apocalyptic stuff, so yeah, that's really cool. Another thing I've just noticed, I was just having a think about anything else I wanted to say. Another thing I just noticed is, like, you can see the sleeves are different, and not only are they different, but this sleeve has that same sort of intentionally worn out look, and that's a nice touch. I really couldn't see that on the website, like that kind of detail. I'm excited by that. That's really cool. So I've got like one side sort of being kind of clean and stuff, and then the other side being like this sort of dirty punk metal. Yeah. That excites me. Also, another thing about the sleeves, which I'm not sure how obvious it was on the website pictures, is like it's actually got this sort of flare out. So you can see it flares out like that. Same thing on this side. And I think that's really cool as well. Especially like, sometimes I like to wear like spiky wristbands and so on. And with some of my other like long sleeve tops that don't flare, you end up like, they get kind of caught, and it's not so comfortable for that. So yeah, when I want to wear them, I think this top will work really well. Like it's not going to get snagged, and you know, there's space for them so that you don't get like this lump of spikes just showing if your sleeves go over them. So yeah, that's another nice like subtle touches that I think make this really exciting. So yeah, I guess like, you know, hey, how cool is that? I'm excited. So like, I guess in summary, I'm really happy with this purchase. Yeah, online shopping. I was nervous. I always get a little bit nervous about online shopping, but I guess Punk Rave, like having their size charts was really good, because, you know, even worrying about the shoulders, they had that the sort of measurements and some sort of like, oh, what's that gonna look like on me? You know, it's got enough that you can kind of work out this sort of thing. The information about the fabric, because I do get picky about fabric, so if it's like scratchy fabric, I have issues with that, whereas this is like, it's quite nice, comfy. It's kind of just like any other t-shirt really, but it feels a bit more solid, like it's stretchy, but without, it's stretchy and thin, but without feeling like it's gonna wear out, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm happy with the quality of that. Just all around happy with this purchase. So yeah, I'm glad I ordered from Punk Rave Australia. You know, after that first experience with the other guys who had the Asian sizes of Punk Rave, I was a little bit wary, but you know, now I feel like Punk Rave Australia is actually catering to Australian sizes and all that kind of stuff. So I think I feel a bit more confident about buying from them. And yeah, I'm happy. And if you're into this kind of thing, they've got all kinds of different clothes, like your more elegant gothic, this sort of punk stuff, a more industrial kind of look, and then they've also got Lolita, which is pretty exciting. So yeah, I would really love to do more reviews of Punk Rave. I think it's a great brand. They're actually one of my favorite brands to follow on Facebook. I don't remember exactly how long I've been following them, but as soon as they came up, I was like, it's that brand, I've got to follow them. So yeah, they're really cool because they're so diverse. I mean, you know, all the different styles of Gothic. There are other brands that I follow on Facebook, but they tend to be like, there's one that focuses really on a sort of witchy look. So you don't get a whole lot of diversity, whereas with Punk Rave you do, and I think that's one of the things that excites me about this brand. So yeah, because they've got so much choice, I feel like this is one that I would really like to try more of. It was really hard to choose just one item to order though, because they've got so much of stuff in the styles that I like. And then yeah, also I really enjoyed making this review. I've been like thinking about it as I was waiting for the package to come in. I was like, oh boy, I can't wait to try Punk Rave and show everyone what it's like. And then also like the fact that it fit me really nice. It feels really nice to wear. This has just been really cool. I would love to do it again. So yeah, hopefully I can make more of these reviews in the future. I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. Let me know what you think. Did you like this video? Would you like to see more reviews of Punk Rave from me? Because I would love to make them. It was really fun. And I will see you all next time.